We played for a lot of different teams and gone to playoffs and won trophies. What's different about this team, good or bad, I guess, of all those seasons you've had?
It's a question that I think a lot of players get, and you guys would love to hear that it's very different and this is a special team, this is a special moment. But the reality is, this is the playoffs, and it doesn't matter what you've done before or who you think you are or who you thought you were. It's all out the window. It's 90 minutes this Thursday. There is no game after that if we don't bring our A game. If we don't come out against a team that's had our number this season and every game we played against them, it's over. So I'd love to sit here and tell you this is special. This is something that I've never had in my 16 plus years, but that's not the case. The case is we're in a very privileged position. We're in a position that not many of you or many people outside this organization thought we'd be in, and we have to take care of business.
Herc, being a veteran in this league, how do you help younger guys like Jordan and Nico who have not played in MLS playoffs before? How do you sort of mentally prepare them for what to expect in the playoffs?
I don't think you can. I think it's something they have to experience. I just had a conversation with Jordan, and I was like, this is going to be fun. It's going to be a different feel. I think at times it can't be too much input for the young guys. For guys like Nico, Flacco, you can't say much because they have that pedigree and they've been around and they know what it's like to fight relegation promotion. They know what it's like to be in World Cup qualifiers, that pressure. For other guys like Christian and Jordan, just gotta let them soak it in. I think too much information is detrimental to that type of player, to those young guys. Let them be who they are. Let them keep doing what's gotten them to this point. I think all of a sudden overwhelming them with information is counterproductive.
Like you said, you've been here before. Is the idea of taking positive momentum into the playoffs, is that overblown? Is that
No,
a force that can actually...
Absolutely not. Tell me how many Supporter Shield winners actually win the Cup. How many in the last 10 years? And then go ahead and tell me how many of the hottest teams have made it to MLS Cup, regardless of regular season record. I think at times it's great being the Supporter Shield's winner is a great accomplishment. I think it shows how consistent your team is or has been, but in no ways or by any means is it more important than MLS Cup. And I think there are a lot of teams out there would rather be the hottest team going into MLS Cup and a Supporter Shield winner, because they know the chances you have of actually lifting that trophy at the end. Listen, this league is a funny league. You can't count anybody out. I mean, look what it took Portland last year to lift the trophy against the same Kansas City team we're going to play against in that playing game. They went to how many rounds, how many PKs? They scored scored the tying goal in what minute? So you can't discount anybody. It's a very dangerous Kansas City team. Very, very dangerous on transition. We're playing at home in front of our people, and that's huge for us because our people just lift us up. So we're hoping it'll be the same case. We put our part in, our home fans put their part, and at the end we'll come out with a favorable result. But like I said, none of that happens if we don't put in the work.
Do you view yourselves as one of those hot teams that are coming in at the right time? Do you guys fall into that category?
I by no means view us as favorites, but I think we're not a team that teams want to play. I'll tell you that.
What would you say is the identity of this team if you had one, kind of adding on that? You guys are hot. What would you say is the identity? Resiliency?
Belief. Right now it's got to be belief. We believed in each other and in this situation when nobody else did. When people had the walls crumbling around us, we held firm, we held strong, we relied on each other, and we came out on top, so to speak, of that moment. So it's got to be belief. This is a resilient group, and it's because of that belief we have. And well, none of that means anything if we don't put the work in. We, day in, day out, every week, and because of that work, we've gotten favorable results.
Taking into consideration the way the team turned around, probably the worst time in history of this franchise, how do you think that Brian, or what has he done for the team to make that turnaround happen?
Yeah, same question that's asked every week, and I'll give you the same answer I've been given every week. He's a smart guy. I think he's got that old school mentality. The team wins, it's a player's credit. The team loses, it's the coach's fault, and he takes that responsibility, and it kind of eases the burden and the pressure off the players. and it also shows the players you can rely on. You know that he's going to have your back, and I think that's a switch that goes off in your head, where all of a sudden you feel like somebody has your back. You feel like you're building something that you're willing to fight for. You know, and look, we're all professionals here. We understand this is a job, and Brian's done a great job. And when his time comes, and they decide, and Adrian and Garth decide what they'll do, and I'm sure it'll be a tough decision no matter what. But we're all very conscious. We've got a lot of professionals here who are very conscious that this is a job, and the better we do, the better it goes for Brian, the better it goes for us. The better it goes for us, the better it goes for Brian. So we're in this together.
Sure. So are you of the belief that big franchises like this one don't necessarily need like a big name coach and just a coach who makes things work?
I don't care if you have Messi on the team, if it's the worst team in the league. You know, it doesn't matter. The name doesn't matter. I think winning matters. I'm of the belief that if and when I'm running a team, I'll run it the way I see fit, and I like winning teams.
Last time you guys played Kansas City, you guys lost 3-0. I think you've registered maybe a single shot. Is this an opportunity to show that that's not the team that you guys are, the team that went out there and lost in that way?
No, it's not an opportunity, because that's the regular season, and this is a whole different season. If anything that I've learned over my years playing MLS and playoffs is our season starts now. It doesn't matter who you were before Thursday night. Thursday night starts, it's a whole different animal. I remember the LA team in 2005. We had a guy on our team who set an MLS record for most shots without a goal, and it didn't really do much for us in the regular season. And in I think it was overtime against the New England Revolution, scores a game-winning goal on one of the best goals I've ever seen live. And he's the guy who helped us lift that trophy. So it's all of a sudden, it's different guys stepping up, regardless of what they did in the regular season. It's a different way of playing. All of a sudden, we're a more lively team because we have that belief going into playoffs, because all of a sudden we start stringing results in playoffs. That confidence is what makes an average player great and a great player average. And these playoff games, if you can string along some impressive victories, will give you that.
Taking into consideration your career and the teams you've been at, does it still make you nervous that you're going into a playoff game, or is that just something that doesn't even happen anymore for you?
No, I'll be nervous when I'm out, because that'll be a season that I didn't get a chance to lift a trophy. But this is fun. This is what you play for. There's a lot of guys who play a lot of years and don't get a chance to lift a trophy. And I think there are guys on this team that have gotten a chance to lift a trophy, but haven't gotten a chance to lift it together. And I think that's the most important. I read Bill Manning's quote in Toronto where he said, "These guys have yet to do something together." And I think that's a very important quote. It doesn't matter. We got a lot of winners here, but we haven't won together. So in order for us to be taken seriously, to be an elite team, we have to win together. MLS Cup is the ultimate goal. Open Cup is great, but MLS Cup is what we all work for, and that's what we're all going to be judged on.